Donald's Tea Party. Eagle-eyed 60 Minutes viewers spot kitschy White House painting of Trump holding court with a Diet Coke and his former Republican presidents. Eagle-eyed viewers of the president's 60-minute interview noticed a bizarre painting of Donald Trump seated at a table among some of the most notable Republican presidents in history, including Abraham Lincoln. People took to Twitter to comment on the strange White House decor hanging prominently outside of the Oval Office, with some likening the arrangement of the presidents to the kitschy Americana paintings of dogs playing poker. Some assumed the piece was commissioned by Trump himself, considering his thinned-down visage and his positioning smack center among influential Republicans. In the piece he is seated across from Lincoln, between Presidents Dwight D. Eisenhower and Richard Nixon, with Teddy Roosevelt and Gerald Ford standing behind him. On the far left of the table is Ronald Reagan, with George W. Bush seated next to him and George H. W. Bush standing. Further in the background behind Roosevelt appears to be President Calvin Coolidge. Further into the background next to Coolidge is Warren G. Harding and possibly Herbert Hoover. The president, however, did not commission the painting titled The Republican Club that was pictured during a walk-through of the West Wing with 60 Minutes' Leslie Stahl. It is the work of Andy Thomas, who also painted the Democratic Club during President Barack Obama's time in office. The Republican Club was a piece that had been done previously. This was an update to that painting, according to Thomas. It was reworked to include 45. The piece was gifted to Trump by Republican Californian Congressman Dara Lisa. Thomas told the Daily Beast that Lisa is a fan of his work. He had actually given Amy real gracious call to tell me how much he, Trump, liked it. Thomas said. He was very complimentary. He made a comment that he'd seen a lot of paintings of himself and he rarely liked them. However, Thomas says getting the president's pallor, and his smile, was not a simple task. He told Time back in March that Trump was difficult to paint because of his light hair, tan skin and the lack of dark recesses under his eyes make his face just a light warm color. He also said giving Trump a genuine smile was particularly tricky and that he had to redo the painting after his first attempt appeared off. Thomas said that he wanted to plop Trump in the middle of the piece since he can't be sure how the 45th president would be received by his predecessors in the imaginary get-together. He's outside the norm of Republicans and that makes it kind of interesting, he told Time. Is he going to end up going in history as a great Republican or an abnormality or something? So it's interesting. I just put him at the table, more or less the center of attention. We'll let history decide, or let the people decide. It's not up to me. Thomas told the Daily Beast that as far as he knows no other president has his artwork. The artist said that Issa told him Trump is a really friendly guy, but that he never expected a call directly from the president thanking him. Thomas says he was shocked when his wife told him he should be home at a certain time to receive the president's call. You can't imagine how happy that made me, Thomas said. He also says he added the same woman that is standing in the background of the Democratic version of the painting is in the Republican one, and that she is not a commentary about the various sexual assault allegations plaguing politics. Instead, he says she will be the next Republican and Democratic president, fearlessly approaching the otherwise intimidating, patriarchal table. Considering other living presidents are in the painting and Thomas admitting he does not know of any others, only one, it is interesting to note Trump's decision to display something so tawdry in the West Wing. Twitter users mocked the White House decor, with one person saying they knew putting Trump among other presidents in a painting would be funny, but I never could imagine it would be this funny. Another Twitter user commented on how everyone at the otherwise mainstream Republican table is laughing. That is so remarkably on the nose, it could pass for a leftist critique. Others mocked the glaringly thinner appearance of Trump. The Fist family's White House decor has been ridiculed from the beginning of his presidency, starting with those gold Oval Office curtains and gold upholstery, which make arguably one of the most powerful rooms in the world look like something out of a Trump casino. He also has a map of the results of his 2016 electoral victory is hanging in the West Wing, lest anyone forget who had won.